Hey guys, what's up? I'm Pebble O and this is Pebble Opinion. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be checking out what happened last week, this past week on ISONO. ISONO, as you know, is a telenovela on BET Mondays to Thursdays from 9:30 till 10, and I think you should check it out. I think it's quite different and interesting, and it's got that kasi, South African flavor, my type of thing. Okay, so let's check out what happened this past week with the main villain, of course, Mother Mary, and my battery's dying, so I need to get on with this. So this past week, as you know, that last week Esther was at the club, passed out, and AB called Gabriel to come fetch Esther, and then Gabriel went there with Zagwe, right? And as they got there, they fetched Esther from the club. She was passed out, like I said, but then Zagwe decided to go into Gazati's office and steal back the 50,000 that Mother Mary has been asking Gabriel to go steal. So Zagwe went there and stole it, but it wasn't an agreement between him and Gabriel. So Gabriel wasn't quite happy with that because it delayed a lot of things. But at the end of the day, they gave the money to Mother Mary. But then when they got there, before they gave her the money, Mother Mary was not impressed that they brought Esther to her house. She was like, take this girl to her boyfriend's place because I can't have her here because the Swedes are coming tomorrow. Is it Swedes or Swedish? Okay, are coming tomorrow and I can't afford to have a dragged up girl here. As if she doesn't know who Esther is. And then Gabriel is like, how? This is your daughter. She's like, you know what? If I didn't see her come out of my room, I'd think that I found her somewhere. Yeah, Mother Mary. But then they went on to talk about the money that Zagwe stole from Gazati's club, and Mother Mary was impressed with Zagwe. But then Gabriel explained to Mother Mary that it wasn't my plan, it was all Zagwe's plan. And Mother Mary was impressed rather with Zagwe's work, and she was like, good boy. Because you all know that Mother Mary likes everything that's not right, as long as it works in her advantage, as long as it works to her advantage rather. So earlier on in the week, Mother Mary received another baby from a mother who can't afford to look after the baby, because that's what Mother Mary does most. She takes children from people who can afford to look after them, especially babies, and then she sells them to those who can afford to, just like we saw on the first episode of ISONO when she sold the baby to that rich couple. So here she was talking to the mother and then assuring the mother that, no, I'll take care of your child, what. And then the mother was so sad, but then she did what she had to do, and then she gave Mother Mary a toy, called the toy Madala, said it's for the baby loves the toy. Mother Mary took the toy, but then she burnt it. No remorse, no guilt, no nothing. Yeah, Mother Mary's heartless, guys. I'm so scared of her. But anyway, let's check out what else happened rather with Mother Mary this past week. Oh yeah, Juju accidentally called Mother Mary Martha again, because you know that Martha is her real name. As you know that there's a lot of history between Juju and Mother Mary. So yeah, man, she slipped up and called her Martha, and Mother Mary was just like not having it, and Juju was just like so sad, like, why do you treat me like this, So yeah, that's what happened. Also, the Swedish came through and Lesedi performed for them, and Mother Mary, as usual, this woman, she took credit for Lesedi's talent. She's like, she discovered Lesedi's talent, she always knew that she was talented. Hey, I'm like, Mother Mary, 2 weeks ago you were like, Lesedi must never ever perform. She was saying to Simon that Lesedi is not a performer, she's not better than Esther, what. I'm like, okay, Mother Mary, we believe you. But anyway, Lesedi killed it. She did pull off a nice performance. So let's check out what's happening between Gabriel, AB, and Gazati. As you know that Zagwe and Gabriel, like I said, decided to go to the club to go fetch Esther, but Zagwe knew that he was also going to go fetch the money from Gazati's office, which wasn't part of the plan, but he did it anyway. And this here is a picture of Esther passed out at the club. This was the photo that was trending on social media. So let's check out what happened.
Esther. Hey boy, this is a private section. Masha, come on, this is one of our banners. If you're for
I remember that Millicent actually left Esther at the club. She could see that she's drunk, but then she decided to live with this other guy. A strange guy. Millicent! Some strange.
The singer that tangs on stage?
Yeah, Esther Ndlovu. I know her mother.
That's the one. She's not a real to it.
Look at that rubbish she's with. I'm sure you all the time. This guy keeps giving shots, man.
Yeah, you just go over.
And you can see how concerned AB is, you know, but then at the same time, he can't tell Destiny that actually I know that chick from like back, you know, from way back rather. So yeah, he's in quite a predicament because he can't exactly tell them, no, I know her, she's like my foster sister and whatever. But then he has to protect her.
Nah, the boss will kill me. So that guy's everything. And he brings in a lot of big spenders.
So yeah, man, this here's a picture of Gazati very shocked to see Zakwe hiding under his table. You know, Gazati was in the office getting a gun because he could see that Gabriel is back in the club, so he was there to fetch his gun. And then he drops the gun, and then under the table he's like, "Yay, Zakwe!" I mean, he's like, "Zakwe again in this club. This boy keeps disrespecting me." You know, so there's a photo of him looking at him like, "So you are back for more?" Hey, this guy is not taking anything. He's like, he was so angry. He's like, why is his security allowing these guys to come back again and do whatever they like in his club? You know, he wasn't impressed. But I can understand. It's obviously suspicious. It's starting to look like you are allowing them to come into the club, which is exactly what's happening because Gabriel was actually called by AB. Anyway, Gabriel and AB, there's something, like we said, there's something going on there, and here they were flirting, talking about turning each other on. I was just like, yay, it's confirmed that there's definitely something happening between these two guys. So we can't wait to see how it's all gonna unfold, you know, especially because now Destiny's involved, the girl from the club. She's like AB's girl, you know, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting. But I think she knows that he's like bisexual because I remember Gazati calling him a double adapter. So I'm sure she's aware of that. But yeah. So this here is when Gabriel confronted, or rather approached Mary, you know, on Thursday to say to her that, you know what, let's, you know, take this money, the 50,000 that Zakwe stole, let's give it back to Gazati before he comes here and just messes everything up, you know, because if he comes here now, everybody's in danger. Madame Mary's like, no way in hell, not happening. She's like, it's not happening. So what did Gabriel decide to do? Gabriel decided to go into the office and steal the money. So we're still going to see what's going to happen next week in terms of all of that. Drama. Let's check out what's happening with the love triangle between Simon, Lesedi, and Zakwe. So Simon was doing his rounds and he noticed that Zakwe was not in his bed. That was the same night that Zakwe and Gabriel decided to go to the club to go fetch Esther. So Simon decided to go look for Zakwe because I guess Simon is obsessed now with Zakwe because Zakwe seems to be into Lesedi and Lesedi is also into Zakwe, and then Simon is into Lesedi. Yay! Triangle! So Lesedi was sleeping in her bed, and then this guy Simon decides to come look for Gabriel in Lesedi's bed. Lesedi was just, this is the look that Lesedi gave him, like, do you think you lost? Like, do you think now this guy's gonna come sleep in my bed because you're close? No. Like, give me a break, you know. And then, you know, obviously this one was just like, oh, okay, no, I didn't mean it like that, whatever. But there's still a lot of tension between Simon and Zakwe. It's going to be interesting to see who's going to end up with whom. But I think my money is on Lesedi and Zakwe hooking up because you can see that she actually likes him. But I like them together, so I'm good. Let's check out what happened with this shady one, this shady friend, Millicent. Hey, Millicent can be trusted, guys. So Millicent came back from the club late. She went home. She came back in the AMs, and then she found her mother waiting her, having tea, waiting for her on some, where did you come from? And then she's like, I was at the club with Esther, whatever. And then the mother's just like, you know what? You should follow in Esther's footsteps. She's such a lady. You should be more like a lady. Millicent is like, you know nothing about Esther. Because this woman is saying this. Meanwhile, Esther is at the club passed out, you know, with guys all over her, you know. So she clearly doesn't know what she's talking about. She doesn't know the real Esther that Millicent knows. So Millicent was just like, stop comparing me to this Esther of yours. So Millicent went to Esther's house because Esther was having issues after having passed out, and then she was there with a babalas, a hangover, and then she went there to keep her company. And then she got to the house, she found a note that was left by Esther's boyfriend Makwande, because Makwande went to Portugal. He was supposed to go with Esther, but then he couldn't reach Esther because Esther was passed out, right? That's why he couldn't reach Esther. So he left a note saying, no, I'm going to Portugal, I'll call you, whatever. This one got into the house and saw the note first before Esther saw it. And then she did what? She hid it. She hid the note, you know. Clearly she's against this relationship between Makwande and Esther. She's not for the relationship. So she was there acting like, no, nothing is happening. And Esther was there worried on some, but Makwande could have at least left a note or something. And this one is like, he could have, knowing very well that he did leave it. And this was a photo of Makwande coming back home from Portugal, and then she finds Millicent in the house, Millicent trying on Esther's clothes, which is quite weird. That's why he's hugging her like that. He thought that it's Esther, and then he's like, "Yeah, you're not Esther, But then you could see that this one is quite happy with this affection happening. I'm like, yeah. So Millicent actually wants Esther's life, Esther's clothes, Esther's man, yeah. And then now Esther's advocating for her to move in. I'm like, Esther, are you mad? Are you normal, Esther? Are you alright? So that's what happened there with Millicent. Let's check out what's happening with this one, Esther. Hey, Esther, guys, has issues. So this is Esther and Makwande being all flirtatious and celebrating and happy that Makwande is back from Portugal. And as you can see there at the back, Millicent is just looking at them like, because she knows that she wants this. She wants Esther's life. Guys, it's a pity she can't sing. I don't know what she's going to do about it because you can't steal anybody's voice. So, yeah. So Makwande seems to be having issues with some career-threatening issues. As we know, he's a soccer player, so he seems to be having some issues with his health that could potentially, end his career early, So this is him here. He was talking to the doctor, and the doctor said that they're still going to look at more things. But then he decided that the doctor shouldn't tell the coach, because he doesn't want to be benched. He wants to play. So it was a whole thing that was happening with him, but he hasn't told his father, he hasn't told Esther, he hasn't told anybody. So he's just dealing with it by himself. But I think Esther's starting to figure out that something is wrong. Something happened, with you in Portugal, but she's still not sure what happened. So see what's happening there with Makwande. Even I'm not sure what's happening. And of course, Makwande's father is still against the relationship between Esther and Makwande. As this one was going to Portugal, Makwande, he was with his dad in the house looking for Esther, and Esther's father, Makwande's father was just like, I've been telling you to date 10 more girls. You can't be having one girl who is a drunkard, a drug addict, she's irresponsible, But as always, Makwande stood up for his girl Esther because, he loves her. He loves her. Mom Lily, who is Millicent's mother, let's check out what's happening with her. Hey, Mom Lily is living a very tough life, guys. She was talking to her husband. Her husband is always drunk. He's a drunk. He came back one time with gifts. And then she's like, where did you get the money to buy this? She's like, I don't want these gifts. What I want, if you know what I wanted, I want a washing machine, not these things that you buy me. And then later on, he comes back and then he says he doesn't have any money and she wants like a mere 100 rand for electricity. This man is just like, no. Are you my wife? Or it's like, am I your wife or am I your bank? Something like that. He was just saying to her that I'm not your bank, I'm your husband, something like that. And she just wanted 100 rand, And then he ended up slapping her. I'm like, how? This guy, not only a drunkard, but also abusive. An abusive, useless drunkard. Mom Lily deserves better. On the other hand, Mom Lily is not having a nice time at her work. She works for Mother Mary, and she can see that something is happening there. I think she's starting to grow a conscience, because of everything that's happening there. I don't think she enjoys working there anymore. She was talking about it to Simon, but then Simon was just like, no, calm down. At least we got the money from the Swedish people and whatever. But she's generally not having a great time right now, Mama Lily, Also, Millicent is not listening to her and stuff like that. So let's see what's happening with Juju and Zakwe, who are starting to form, a close bond, which is quite cute. It's quite nice to see. It's quite sweet, And also, speaking of Juju and Zakwe, Gabriel decided that Zakwe can't stay at the home because it's dangerous for everybody. Because if Gazati and his gangsters come there looking for him, it's going to be danger for everybody. Everybody's going to be in danger, So he says this thing is very serious. So you need to get out of here because you're going to put everybody in the danger. He's like, if they find you here, that means everyone here will be in danger. That's when he decided that Zakwe should go stay with Juju, especially because now Mama Mary, despite the fact that Zakwe came back with the money from Gazati, Mama Mary is just like, you know what, I don't care about Zakwe. Yes, he brought the money back, but take him to Gazati so that they don't bring their fight here, So Gabriel, it's like he likes Zakwe or something, he feels for him, so he's like, you know what, for safety's sake, I'll take you to Juju's house and he will stay there. And he talked to Juju and Juju agreed because he likes her. And this was a cute video of Juju, telling Zakwe that he actually loves her, you know, but in a sweet way, not in like a he love you way, like in a matali, you know, auntie way, you know. And it was after Zakwe suggested that they sell the plants, you know, and she was like, okay, I'm impressed, you know. Zakwe went out to find more plants for her, so they're forming quite a nice, you know, auntie nephew relationship, you know, so it's quite cute to watch. Yeah, so there was them there, you know. So let's check out what happened with the pasta. Yeah, the pasta, guys. This is the pastor's wife in the pastor's office, you know. She's just like, I think she's getting rid of bad spirits because she can see that her husband is involved with some very, very bad things, some shady, dark things. So she's trying to purify the space, I'm guessing. Hey, this guy. So that's what happened this past week. Also, what happened there, after that lady was told to puma out of the office, she did puma. She got out of the office because she was just like, oh, okay, I will get out, Baba. And then later on, Gabriel and Abby walked into the pastor's office on some, you know what, Gazati and Fenter need to meet. So we decided that they should come meet here at your church, you know, because they're planning something there between Fenter and Gazati. So Abby and Gabriel told the pastor that they're coming to have the meeting here or else. The pastor was about to say, no, it can't happen there, whatever. But they're like, yeah, we're not asking you, we are telling you that meeting is happening here at your church. So this is going to be happening next week. There's something to look forward to, the meeting between Fenter and Gazati, as well as, you know, I'm still waiting to see what's going to happen between Gabriel and Abby in terms of their flirtationship, situationship, you know. Also Zakwe and Lesedi, Juju, and the relationship that's going between Juju and Zakwe. So there's quite a lot to look forward to for next week. But for now though, that was all that I had for you for the review of ISONO, the third week 3. And I hope that you enjoyed it. And please do check it out because like I said, it's on BET Mondays to Thursdays, 9:30 in the evening. For now though, I'm Pebble O and I have to love and leave you. I hope that you enjoyed that episode. I'll be seeing you next time.